They tell stories about the monster slayers, the Van Helsings, the Warrens, the Glory Hounds. But they never talk about the ones who did the work. The ones who hunted the things, who interviewed survivors, who researched, tracked, and finally dispatched the monsters themselves. We were the ones who buried the bodies, and sometimes we had to bury our own. My name's Colter Pretzer, and my family has been hunting the same godless creature for over a century. Its name is Nahashazar. These are our records. Entry: October 12th, 1888. London, Whitechapel. News of the murders reached us swiftly, and I arrived 2 days before the fourth victim. I presented my credentials and requested access to the crime scenes under the guise of a private forensic investigator from the continent. It took persistent pressure and more than a few coins to gain access. What I saw confirmed my suspicion. The bodies weren't just mutilated, they were prepared. Ritual signs in the flesh, posture, removal of key organs associated with ancient offerings. The killings are not random. They follow a feeding pattern, not of appetite, but of ritual. The police call it madness. I call it intent. Victims are always found facing east, organs removed in a precise order. I have seen dissected animals under Watcher influence, and the signs are the same. The press calls him a mad butcher. I believe we are dealing with a thrall. I put forth the theory to Inspector Aberline himself, that these were not acts of madness, but of servitude, that the killer was not acting alone, but for something else. He dismissed me immediately, so I investigated without sanction, questioned the sick, the mad, the homeless. They spoke of hissing voices in the fog, of eyes in the sewer drains, of footsteps that didn't echo. The trail led us to the docks. Several dock workers had gone missing, and others reported strange behavior among the rats, abandoning certain ships entirely. I witnessed this myself near the SS Etruria. Crates were being loaded when a long, pale shape slithered briefly up one of the mooring lines and vanished into the hull. Several men saw it. Most denied it afterward. We are no longer chasing a man. We are tracking a migrating horror. It migrates, and so must we. We depart for America. Adalwulf Pretzer. Entry: October 26th, 1888. Aboard the SS Etruria. Something is wrong below deck. Rats are abandoning the lower levels. Crewmen report hearing scraping and wet breathing near the coal hold. One man went missing during the night. The others say he was drunk and fell overboard. I checked the railing. No scuff marks, no drag signs. But there were scales, thin, translucent, and curling at the edges. Passengers are uneasy. Dreams have turned feverish. One woman woke screaming, claiming a voice had whispered her name from inside her skull. Others report sleep paralysis and the sensation of being watched. Adhelm hasn't spoken since we boarded, just stares at the ocean. I caught him whispering in his sleep last night. It's swimming beside us. We thought it was confined to land. We were wrong. Adalwulf Pretzer. Entry: November 3rd, 1888. New York Harbor. As we passed under the watchful arm of Lady Liberty, the air seemed to shift. The moment her copper gleam caught the early morning light, the dread lifted. Gone was the weight pressing on my chest. The whispers fell silent. Passengers who had been restless and delirious now blinked in stunned relief. Some claimed the statue had cleansed us. I do not believe so. It did not purify the ship. The creature simply left. Now, with land under our feet, I realize how reckless we were to share passage with such a thing. We could have encountered it prematurely in that confined space, unprepared. Thank you, Lord Father, for your mercy, for shielding our minds and sparing the innocent. We will finish this. My family will remove this abomination from your creation. Adalwulf Pretzer. It didn't start with Jack the Ripper. That was just the oldest surviving entry we have on the creature. We don't know when the chase truly began, just when the written record starts. What we do know is that it didn't end there. Not in New York. The next time it surfaced was in the heart of Chicago, in the events surrounding a madman named H.H. Holmes.